Ritual speech was unlike the common Masewali speech. Elite schools, Kalmekak, taught noble children the old ways, in Wewe Tlatori. So if you've been paying attention, you know that Shochi means flower and Kuikat means song. Well, you still need the ancient parallelisms to grasp the noble phrase, Inno Shochi, Inno Kuiko, a stylish way to say, my poem. This is the same ritual language from my tale of the fall of the empire, Imatsi, Imotepetsi, just to say, your city. He was at the crossroads of an ancient language, one that wasn't just about articulating novel sounds or building intricate words, but making your speech ring with poetry, like a real emperor. I mean, way Tlatoani. Stick around and subscribe for language.
I realized I forgot to mention this, and I don't know why I did. I forgot to mention this, but Aztecs did not call themselves Aztecs. They called them the Mexica, which is, when you spell it out, it looks like Mexico. So, yeah, that they did not call themselves the Aztecs. They were the Mexica. And also, so I don't know if you ever thought it was strange, like, oh, this weird, strange person comes on a boat and they don't look like you, and you welcome them into your city. Like, these people were, like, known for war, so why did they welcome into their city? Actually, the way the calendar system worked, there was a prediction that one day Quetzalcoatl was going to come back. And coincidentally, that was the same year the Spanish came. So when they saw these strange people, they're like, oh my gosh, it's Quetzalcoatl, our god. And so that's why, like, they welcomed him so much at first, because, like, they honestly thought that he was their god coming back to them. Because I don't know about you, but even if some person in a strange vessel don't look like me, and I'm gonna be like, where did you come from? Because you can stay over there for a while. I'm gonna figure this one out first. But that's why they welcomed him so openly, because they thought he was their god coming back to them. So I thought that was interesting.
So do the Mayans call themselves Mayans?
Yeah, that's fine. No, they're good at that one. Yeah, I also thought it was interesting because, you know, like, okay, these civilizations all died out, right? Yeah, no, they didn't. I also thought that was an interesting thing, that their culture kind of still lives on, even if we don't really realize it. Because there's still people who speak that language. Yeah, technically my time's up, but.
So you read tons and tons of stories about these
So many.
civilizations. Yeah. Which one was your favorite?
Which one was my favorite?
Which one really sticks with you?
I really thought the idea of multiple worlds was interesting. The fact that some people turn into hummingbirds when they die. I mean, I thought that was I always think that's very funny, because hummingbirds are like this big, like they're not that very cool, and they're like, only the greatest warriors become hummingbirds, guys. Like, they're like, this warrior, he becomes a hummingbird. That's like super cool. I think that's really funny. It's not that funny, but I think it's funny. They probably did it.
But I mean, it's interesting that, like, you know, their fiercest people essentially aspired to be small, delicate, and lovely, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't seem to mesh quite the same.
I was going to see if I could just pull up a myth real quick. Another one. I like this book because not only did it tell you the myth, but then it explained it and, like, other important things about them, so you actually knew what was going on. So this is the story of how humans became. It's like page 470 in this book, how humans became, and it's like several pages, so I'm not going to read it all. But pretty much, you know, like, in the beginning, so there's darkness. And in this one, they call the gods, like, just the creators, capital C, capital T, capital C. And they're like, hey, they make all this stuff. And they're like, okay, finally, the earth arrives. And they're like, you know, okay, what we've created is perfect. And then, like, hey, animals, like, speak up, let's hear you. And they're like, but they didn't like call out in praise. I'm like, well, that just is terrible. So okay, let's create someone who can praise us, and they're going to be the rulers of all of you animals because you guys couldn't praise us. And they're like, okay, let's make him out of the earth. But he was limp and weak. He could not speak, but no mind gave meaning to the words he spoke. Creatures fashioned from mud will never be able to live and multiply. So they destroyed that creature. Then they tried wood for their creature. This material seems right. It's firm and strong. These creatures look and speak like human beings. Let us make many more of them. Let it be done. The wooden creatures lived and multiplied, but no mind gave meaning to the words they spoke. No soul existed within them. Their faces lacked all spirit, their hands and feet all strength. Their flesh was yellow and dry, without a bloody moisture pulsing beneath the surface to nourish it. They wandered aimlessly on four limbs and did not think of their creators. Creatures fashioned from wood are not good enough to be able to live and multiply, so they determined to destroy these wooden creatures. The first one, like, they just killed them. So you're like, oh yeah, they're going to do the same with these guys. No, they're not. The creators caused a great flood of sap to form from in the sky and fall on earth, striking the heads of the wooden creatures and felling them like trees. Then an eagle descended upon them and tore out their eyes. A bat descended upon them and cut off their heads. A jaguar leaped upon them and broke and mangled their bones. The face of the earth became covered in darkness, and a black rain fell without ceasing. Once these animals were powerless, these wooden creatures were, I told you guys wrong earlier, were beset by enemies. Animals, both large and small, attacked them. Sticks and stones, plates and pots attacked them. Dogs they have starved and taunted and have torn into their faces with their teeth. Stones they had used for grinding now ground them. Pots and griddles they had burned upon for the cooking fire now burned their faces. And they tried to escape, and then they became monkeys. Like, I always thought the insanity between the first ones, they just destroy them. Now these guys, second try didn't work, just everything attacked them. Okay. I just thought that was weird, the sudden turn of how much they cared about destroying these second failed creatures. It was super intense. They picked it up real quick. Okay, let's try one more time. And these other animals came to them and they're like, okay, well, the coyote, the mountain cat, the crow, and the small parrot all came before the creators and told them about corn that grew nearby. So they made humans out of the corn. And these became the first 4 humans, all male. And so we have thought about it and planned it, and what we've created is perfect, the creator said. They were attractive, intelligent, and wise. They could see far into the distance, mountains and valleys, forests and meadows, oceans and lakes. The earth between their feet and the sky above their heads all revealed their natures to them. We thank you for having created and formed us. We thank you for giving us the ability to see, hear, speak, think, and walk. We can see what is large and what is small, what is near and what is far. We know everything, and we thank you. The creators were no longer pleased. So finally they create this perfect being, and now they're upset because it's too perfect. Okay, have we created something even better than we are? That's a no-go. They're supposed to be praising us. We don't want them better than us. And so they go and they blow fog into their eyes, so that makes it hard for them to see. And the original knowledge of literally everything around them becomes limited. And finally, and they're like, okay, now that's good, awesome. These people are not as good as us anymore, but they're still good enough to praise us. And now we'll create wives for them. And so they have done that. It was perfect. And pretty much that's the end of that story, other than saying how then they praise the gods so much. But I like that one. I've read that one a couple times. But Quetzalcoatl was really a favorite of the people there. They're like, he did this and this and this, and he's so awesome and brave. And yeah. I like how he's yeah. Any more questions? Good.